In this video, we evaluate the integral of square root of 10x with respect to x as x changes from 0 to pi by 2. We will use property of definite integral. In particular, we will use the fact that integral 0 to a fx dx is exactly equal to integral 0 to a f of a minus x dx. What we are saying is that if we change x by a minus x and integrate, the integral do not change. We want to evaluate the integral of square root of 10x as x changes from 0 to pi by 2, as x changes from 0 to pi by 2. Let us call this integral to be equal to I, and we want to apply property of definite integral. I equal to this integral, and that is equal to 0 to pi by 2, the original function, but change x by pi by 2 minus x. Once again, the original function, we just write it as it is. Dx we write as it is. We just change x by pi by 2 minus x. Okay, now we know that tan 90 degree minus theta is cot theta, and so this integral can be written as I equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 cot x dx, square root of cot x dx. Did we simplify the integral? I don't think so. But what we have done is that we got the integral equal to integral of square root of 10x dx. Let's call this to be equation 1. That's the question. And we also got integral equal to integral of square root of cot x dx. Let's call this to be equation 2. In both the cases, I is equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 square root of 10x and integral 0 to pi by 2 square root of cot x. Let us add those two equations. When we add those two equations, you see that we got I equal to square root of 10x, integral of square root of 10x, and I is also equal to integral of square root of cot x. So 2I is equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 square root of 10x square root of 10x. 2I is equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 square root of 10x dx plus integral 0 to pi by 2 integral 0 to pi by 2 square root of cot x dx, square root of cot x dx. Now we know that integral of sum equal to sum of integral. So this integral can simply be written as integral 0 to pi by 2 square root of 10x square root of 10x plus square root of cot x dx. Once again, we got integral 0 to pi by 2. 2I is equal to square root of 10x plus square root of cot x. Are we getting a simpler expression? Still no. However, observe that 10 can be written as sine by cos. So we write this as square root of sine x divided by square root of cos x, and cot can be written as cos by sine. So square root of cos x divided by square root of sine x dx as it is. Okay, now let us add those out. We can take LCM and we can write 2I equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 square root of sine x. When we multiply with the square root of sine x, we simply get sine x. Square root of cos x, when we multiply with the square root of cos x, we simply get cos x divided by square root of sine x cos x. Okay, now we can see that we got something that might be useful. Maybe we can choose something on the denominator such that derivative of that thing or that expression is equal to numerator. Observe that 2 sine x cos x can be written as sine x plus cos x whole thing square minus 1. Oh. But as we said, we want something on the denominator such that if we differentiate that thing, we get numerator. How much is numerator? Sine x plus cos x. Now, derivative of sine x is cos x and derivative of minus cos x is sine x. So, maybe we should try derivative of sine x is cos x. So, sine x, derivative of sine is cos, and derivative of minus cos x is sine x. How much is this equal to? Well, sine x minus cos x whole thing square equal to sine square plus cos square, which is 1, and then minus 2 sine x cos x. Okay, we need to adjust it. Sine square plus cos square is 1, so we subtract 1. Yes, this is also valid. But we got square root of sine x cos x. So let's multiply numerator and denominator by root 2. And so 2 sine x cos x. We want 2 sine x cos x. Let's take the negative to the right hand side to say that 2 sine x cos x equal to 2 sine x cos x is equal to 1 minus sine x minus cos x whole thing square. Okay, we better let u equal to sine x minus cos x, u equal to sine x minus cos x, and then we observe that du dx equal to sine x plus cos x. Du dx, derivative of sine is cos, derivative of minus cos is sine. And so we can write du equal to sine x plus cos x dx. Okay, so we got 2i equal to root 2 sine x plus cos x, and then in the denominator we got root 2 sine x cos x. That can be written as a square root of 2 sine x cos x, and 2 sine x cos x can be written as 1 minus sine x minus cos x whole thing square. So square root of 1 minus sine x minus cos x whole thing square. And of course, integral will change from 0 to pi by 2. 0 to pi by 2. That is equal to, instead of finding that is equal to, let us find this integral without the limit. We can write the limit at last. And integral root 2 sine x plus cos x divided by square root of 1 minus sine x minus cos x whole thing square dx. Okay, we got, yes, equal to root 2 as it is, du, numerator is simply du, integral of du divided by root over 1 minus u square. Okay, we know how to integrate it. Root 2, that's just a constant. integral of 1 by root over 1 minus u square is sine inverse of u. Sine inverse of u. And we got u equal to sine x minus cos x. We got u equal to sine x minus cos x. So this is equal to root 2 times sine inverse of sine x minus cos x. Lastly, 2I equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 root 2 sine x plus cos x divided by root over 1 minus sine x minus cos x whole thing square, and that turns out to be root 2 sine inverse of x, sine inverse of sine x minus cos x. Its x changes from 0 to pi by 2. Now we just need to put the limit. Root 2, that is just a constant, so we write as it is. Root 2, that is just a constant. When I write x equal to pi by 2, sine 90 degrees 1, cos 90 degrees 0. So I got the upper limit will be equal to sine inverse of 1. Again root 2, that's just a constant, so minus root 2. When I write x equal to 0, I get sine 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1, so sine inverse of minus 1, sine inverse of minus 1. That's it. We did compute the upper limit and lower limit. Root 2, that is just a constant. Sine inverse of 1 is pi by 2. Sine inverse of minus 1 is minus pi by 2, but negative of negative is positive. This is equal to root 2 pi. How much is root 2 pi? 2I equal to root 2 pi. From there we conclude that I equal to root 2 pi by 2 or pi by root 2. Pi by root 2, and we did complete the integral.